last month's minutes and payment claims for this month for $30.26.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion from Austin, second from Nick. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Second thing we have on the agenda this morning is a public hearing on resolution number 25-8-13-1, adopting a modification to the development plan for the boundaries of Development District Number 1. At this point in time, if there's anyone presenting on this item, you can take the podium.
Yeah, as we've talked about through the strategic planning process, updating our economic development district boundaries is just kind of one of those steps in the process that allows us to then be more flexible as we look at projects in the future and where in town we can do those projects. And so I guess this update would bring that full boundary to the city limits of New Prague. That really just kind of keep the whole city open as a possibility for what we could possibly do. I will say I have fielded one question. I had a woman call yesterday with just questions about the process, and she wanted to know if this would raise her taxes and that sort of thing. And the boundary by itself really doesn't raise taxes, so I just explained to her that it kind of delineated a line around the area. And she just asked about potential exclusion and if it would do anything or wouldn't do anything. And I said, really, in the future, should the EDA decide to have some sort of initiative and your property wasn't included in here, it's possible that even if you wanted to participate, you then wouldn't be able to. So, but it's not going to force something upon you that you wouldn't otherwise have. And so after about 10-15 minutes, she seemed pretty satisfied, and we could move forward from there. So I don't really have anything else. I know, Becky, if you want to add anything as the economic development.
I can add something quickly,
Yeah.
just from the standpoint of the EDA likely did this years and years and years ago, and the reality is we couldn't find the resolution. So the honest truth is you're doing it because of that, because you should. It really outlines your boundary areas for any program you would like to do or possibly could do. So it's a ministerial step that, being that the EDA is in existence and you have operations that you want to conduct or may want to conduct, we're covering the entire city limits at this point, since at least from the last time you may have done it as an EDA, there's been expansions and things like that. So that's why it covers the entire city. So it is a step. And in talking with Josh and Rebecca, we just said, hey, it's a good idea to do it now. You're talking about strategic plan type issues. Let's redo this and make sure it's in place.
And I guess even into the future, this may be something we look at every few years, is we annex other land just to see if we want to update those boundaries to include any new land. So, are there other questions from you all?
Seems pretty straightforward.
Okay. Well, it is a public hearing, so good point. If anyone else in the audience, I guess, would like to speak.
You just need to open a public hearing, and then if any other comments, and then close the public hearing.
We will open the public hearing at this time. And it would appear that there are no comments, so if that's the case, we will close the public hearing.
And that satisfies the statute. You need to have an open, public hearing, allow for public comment. You've done that. At this point in time, you could adopt the resolution. That's what's recommended from staff and consultants on this.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution. Oh,
It might be best to, just to have it for the record.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. I'll follow that up with a motion to adopt the resolution.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Up next, Joe, any updates on BRNE activity?
Good morning, Commissioners. We were able to conduct 2 business retention expansion visits since your last meeting. The first was to Marquette Jewelers, and you have a new owner of that business. Jenny took over in January. She had worked there previously. Very nice visit and a destination type business doing well. When asked what types of other businesses would be requested, she just noted some of the draws or destination businesses downtown, adding more retail, restaurants, et cetera. Looking at the second one, quality flow systems, more on the manufacturing and industrial side. A good visit there as well. Currently have 39 employees and looking to expand to 68. So a real nice growth
great.
story within the community. And they suggested both more rental and single-family housing. So year-to-date, conducted 13 business visits. We'll continue to pursue those the rest of the year.
Excellent. Thank you. From there, we can move on to business updates, Ken.
Yes, we had 2 new home permits issued in August, so we're up to a total of 3 single-family for the year. That's in addition to the 54 apartment units, so we have a total of 57 residential units for the year, which is obviously up on the total number of units from last year, but down a little bit on the single-family. We had 11 at the end of 2024. We did have a note here about the car lot, did relocate to Belle Plaine for some additional room. Speaking with the owner of the car lot, they're planning minor renovation to the parking lot, surfacing, and then the building, and then looking for reuse of that building, whether by himself or possibly a tenant. So that would be good for that end of town, to get that refilled. We did issue a building permit for Great River Energy for the 21,000 square foot addition. That includes some office area, and they are adding some more staff. That building's been largely storage and not generally staffed, but we'll have some actual employees based out of there after the addition's complete. So I think that's just good for overall activity from having people around, eating in town, shopping in town, that type of thing. Commercial alteration permit was issued for Case Aesthetics at 314 East Main. That was a vacant location. The well teen center was in that building right by the library, and they're actually opening tomorrow. Plumbing work they didn't do in there before they open. And then finally, we had building sign variance issued for Bohemia Flats Apartments. And that was approved by the council at their last meeting. And they're getting that building wrapped up with parking lot and exterior work getting near completion. And then they have a model that is now available for touring. And if you want to take a look, it is pretty nice in there. That is all I have for the month.
All right, thank you, Ken. Looks like we don't have anyone from the school district with us this morning, so we can move along to Josh with the executive director report.
Point of order, was there any other CDA updates, number 6?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Joe.
Yep. I keep thinking you're getting it all at once, Joe.
I mentioned some of these at our last meeting, but just some economic development opportunities that the city can participate in. Today at 11 o'clock, we have our monthly educational session, free to all businesses. Next Stage Lee Hall is presenting on opportunity costs at the Center for Entrepreneurship. You may have received information on our broker event on September 18th. That will take place at Canterbury Downs. We've invited brokers and developers from across the metropolitan area. And we'll have educational session from 1 to 4, followed by racing, networking, and lunch. And we have a number of sponsors that are paying for that, so it's free for brokers and city representatives to attend. And then this is the last week for accepting applications for the CEO Next program. And that is for employers that have over 10 employees and $1 million or more in revenue. And it's an opportunity for them to go through the program Nick has been a part of and have some networking with other individuals and then some customized research and reports.
How many do you usually see in that group?
The county funds 1 application a year now. It used to be 2. So they have to submit applications and be selected. So if you know of any businesses that might be interested, send them my way. And then finally, we will have a booth again at the MinCar event in Minneapolis on Thursday, November 6th. And the city has an opportunity to be present. You have a banner that we can put at the booth either way and provide information on the community and opportunities for development. So I know a few of the other cities are joining us, and you're welcome to do so as well.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Josh, Director's Report.
Yes, I don't have a whole lot else. Numbers, I guess, came out from the CDA here last week, and it looks like we had 5 new businesses in New Prague city limits get started within the last month. Most of them look like they're kind of at-home businesses, that sort of thing. And then just of note, at the next meeting, we will be talking about the budget for the year. So staff have been working on that, and so you guys will see that here at the next meeting. But that is all I've got at the moment.
All right, thank you. Any miscellaneous items anyone would like to bring forward? Chuck, go ahead.
Yeah, to check me out, the event, I had someone ask me a question about the murals, and, it's asked me about the murals in town, and specifically the band one, and he was a member of the Czech Heritage Club, and he did mention they did get a little money from the Czech Republic. But rather than look at one mural, I was talking to Nick before, and I think it's even in the budget, and the Planning Commission has talked about the historical district of downtown and that stuff. So I just kind of want to, bring it to attention that it's something I think that if the Planning Commission is going to pursue the historical downtown, the murals is probably part of it and that sort of thing. And so I just kind of want to bring the attention, because I know in the past the EDA has always been given grants or something if they wanted to get paint and things like that when I was served before. So I just kind of wanted to bring it on the radar. Right now, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm going to talk to, this person was talking about how can we fundraise for it, and so I was going to talk to like Dan Gardner, because that guy can raise money.
Well, and that's right in the wheelhouse with the Arts Council. There.
Right, and that's what I didn't know what their mission was. But, it's something, they just wanted the band one, but I thought it doesn't make sense just to go after one mural, because if that happens, then someone's going to say, well, why did you not do the other two or three?
Do you know when the last time they were done? I remember it's been since I've been in town. I think there was at least one time that they were touched up.
The Locarno one on the corner of the back and neck clinic, that was redone 10 years ago, maybe longer.
Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the other ones, I'm gonna do a little digging to see if we have record of the other ones. And I told Chuck, just to get a tally of where they're at and how many we have left. Cause there's a lot that got lost over time to building demolition and rehab and everything, so.
Okay.
So I just wanted to bring that to the attention that that's something I'm looking into. And
good deal. Thank you, Chuck. Anything else to bring before the committee? If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of the day.
All right, of note, we do have a closed session